Another day, another scandal in Walker County, Alabama. James Earl Keller was arrested on Friday, April 25th, on 7 charges that include first-degree sodomy, 4 counts of second-degree sexual abuse, enticing a child for immoral purposes, and facilitating the travel of a child for an unlawful sex act. Keller allegedly got the minor drunk on more than one occasion and then sexually abused her. But how can this be? Because Jimmy is a God-fearing, church-going pillar of the community. He's a veteran, a ham radio operator, a husband, father, and grandfather. He's supposed to be an upright citizen, right? He's a volunteer fireman and even volunteered as a reserve deputy for a sheriff that we all love to not love, Nicholas Smith. Wanting to distance himself from James, Nick made sure to alert the media that James is a former reserve deputy. Secret True Crime Podcast dug up this absolutely smashing photo of Jimmy Earl, and it's dated March 28th, 2024, so who knows how former really is. James Earl Keller was denied bail and is currently sitting in the Fayette County Jail. I imagine he's busy telling everyone within earshot that he was set up and it's all a bunch of lies. Speaking of jails, I've been looking into all of the lawsuits that have been filed against the Walker County Jail and against Nick Smith, and boy howdy are there more than a handful or two of them. These are just the ones that have been filed since Nicky Boy has been the sheriff. 4 of the lawsuits against Nick are still open. The family of Tony Mitchell has a wrongful death lawsuit filed after Tony was killed by staff at the jail. And the family of Gregory Hambrick have also filed a wrongful death suit. They had called the sheriff's department for a mental health check on Gregory, and one of the sheriff's deputies killed Gregory after shooting 19 rounds at him. Karen Kelly is a former employee at the Walker County Jail and is suing for wrongful termination. She is the one who leaked the video that was taken of Tony Mitchell being carried out of the jail and being placed into a police vehicle to be taken to the hospital. The sheriff's office had previously released a statement that Tony was able to walk on his own and that his health didn't deteriorate until he was already at the hospital. Casey Brown has also filed a wrongful termination lawsuit. Casey worked for Recovery Resource Center and worked with the sheriff's department and inmates at the jail. RRC helps clients navigate community resources for substance abuse recovery. She began publicly advocating for better jail conditions and for Tony Mitchell, and started the Facebook group Justice for Tony Mitchell. In the lawsuit, she alleges that Nick Smith didn't take so kindly to her being a decent person, and he facilitated her being fired from her position. Now, I haven't really dug into the closed cases, but I was intrigued at how quickly many of them were closed. Since I trust the Walker County government as much as I trust gas station sushi, I did have a quick look at some of the cases. It would appear that there are several of them that didn't go any further because the plaintiffs didn't provide additional information that the court required. Now, maybe this was just because they didn't bother to, but maybe it was something else. In at least a couple of the lawsuits, the plaintiffs complained that while incarcerated at the Walker County Jail, jail staff wasn't delivering their legal mail to them. And do I believe that? Well, you bet your sweet tuchus I do. Because what better way to get all of the lawsuits dismissed than to make sure the individuals in your care don't get the necessary information from the court about those lawsuits? I'm going to be looking more into those court documents and see what I can find. I'll be keeping an eye on Walker County, and will keep listening and following up all of the leads I get from my Walker County insiders. They're just residents of the county, they're not people hiding under Nick Smith's desk. I'll also be watching the James Earl Keller case, because I seriously doubt he has only victimized one person. Until then, be safe, especially if you're in Walker County, Alabama.